lunchtime making pea soup with some cereal and some corn and some grain, some peas, and what's that called? What's that called? I don't know if it's canola or something like that, whatever, and mix of spices. So this is what I'm having for lunch today, right here in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful day. It's nice sunny afternoon outside. You can see outside there. We're not allowed to open the windows here in this house, here in the kitchen and in this lower part of the basement, because there are three bullies. There are three families of bullies here. Among the roommates, we're about 10 of us in this house, and three families are bullies, and the rest are from amazing families, about 7 or more, I see. And in this house, there have been about, I've been here about 1 year, and there's been constant bullying. Even this morning, there's like a German, was bullying, German European Canadian. Was cleaning the floor and just tidying up everything. This Saturday morning, just tidying the floor, and he came and started hitting me at the door, right here. See, he's hitting me with the door there. So this one here is a German Canadian. This is Sri Lankan who live here. And the owner of the house is Chinese, and they just constant bullying. See, what the heck? So it's too much racism and greed and corruption. What the heck? See, but they think they are harming the African person. They call them black men. See, they call the police, and the police didn't even bother. They see no black men. They just talked to the white German Canadian and the white or pale skinned person from Germany and the pale skinned person from China, I think. I don't know if they talked to London. And then they left. They don't give a shit. Because it's a person from Africa in Kenya. Canadian symbol from Kenya here in Halifax, Nova Scotia, province of Canada. So the police are meant to serve and protect everybody, but that's not the way it is. It's just serve and protect mostly the ones that look like them. If it was a young white girl that's been harassed and bullied and yelled at and hit with a door by anyone, see, they would take action immediately. Or if it is a white man being bullied, if we reverse the situation, and if it was the black man or African person that is like being a bully or like assaulting, is like hitting me with the door, pushing me, telling me old man and this whatever, and just being so racist and whatever. See, if we change the situation, and if it's a African person or black person doing the same thing to a white person, see, there would be 10 police cars here, and they would be like, they'll come with a siren, bing, 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 bing. They come in and they arrest the person, or like show of force or whatever, see. But here they came, they didn't even bother bring a siren. I had to call them twice. First time they didn't give a shit, and then they called the second time, then they came. Then they only talk to the white people, they don't give a shit, see. What kind of society is this? They don't care about the people that are elderly, like myself that's retired. See, they don't give a shit. See, or they give a shit only about the ones that look like them. You see, or they don't give a shit about young people or like homeless people or vulnerable people or whatever. See, it's like you pick and choose whom you care for, and care about. See, what kind of society is it in Nova Scotia, or in Canada, or in in Halifax or in North America. See, it's become like Sodom and Gomorrah. In Sodom and Gomorrah, there's so much immorality in various ways, both sexual immorality and like governance immorality. Yeah, there's a lack of good governance and good self-regulation and good this and good the other. See, same as happened in Hitler Germany. See, it's the same thing. So there's just one group of people that were saying that they were superior, or like they're Aryan race, and they wanted to exterminate everything and everyone else that didn't look like them or didn't have their religious belief or didn't have so they went after the ones that they didn't want or didn't like or didn't look like them or this and the other. See, it's the same thing that's happening now. If you go to Israel and Palestine, it's the same thing. See, now the same Jews that were like said never again are the ones that are now full of hatred towards anything and anyone that doesn't look like them. See, anything, including towards Europeans, including towards Palestinians, including towards Russians, including towards who knows, whatever else. It's not all the Jewish people like that. It's not all the European like that. It's not all the African like that. It's not all the mixed race people. It's not all the Asians. It's just a few that are just like very, very narrow-minded, and it's just a selfishness. It's called, George Orwell said, some pigs want to be more equal than others. See? So it's just greedy pigs. I want to be more equal than others. So, and to do that, they use violence, and they start unnecessary wars and conflicts. This morning, for example, I was just woke up in the morning, just minding my own business, just getting ready, tidying up Saturday morning like any other person or family or whatever. Just like clean up, do laundry, and then clean the floor. Just cleaning the floor and just about to head out. And then as I was finishing, he just came and started hitting me with the door, just yelling at me at the door, saying, "Oh, old man, oh this, oh the other, oh racist, oh this." So call the police. The police don't give a shit. So if the government don't give a shit, if the society, the neighbors don't give a shit, they will give a shit if it's someone that's look like them, or is their child, or if it's a white person, or if whatever. But they see a black person or a person from Africa, and they're happy. It's one of my roommates called Will. We call it wicked pleasure. They get wicked pleasure from the suffering of the vulnerable, or the suffering of the black person, or the person from Africa. See, or the person, now they're turning on people that are brown. So majority of the people here in this what do you say, this place I live are brown. They're from Asia, and they're the ones being used now as the new slaves. See, and they just like keep their head low. They don't want to get involved and stuff. But they're the ones being kicked out of their country now because for whatever reasons, they're the ones whose visas are being rejected. They're the ones being returned to wherever they came from in Asia. Not all of them, but many of them are like now being used as slaves in Tim Hortons and I don't know, Punjabis, and the Chinese are smart. They don't go for jobs. They do their own business. Like Marlander is Chinese, so he has his own what do you call them? Probably his wife has a job or whatever, I don't know. But he's got property, so like, or they start their own restaurant, or they start their own. Many young people are now doing like their own Uber delivery and stuff like that, just to try and get away from too much corporate work. See, so they now do their own simple small thing. But and it's just a strange world. Why does you don't see one tree trying to say let me take advantage of the other tree. Let me get a bomb and like destroy all the green trees or the I don't know, yellowish trees, saying, oh, more important than the greenish tree, or the brownish tree, saying, oh, are more important than the purplish looking tree, or whatever. Where does this ridiculousness of human beings come from? But we claim to be well educated and well raised and well dressed or whatever. That Shakespeare said, when we are born, we arrived into this world, a grand stage, or we cry because we've arrived to this world, a grand stage of fools. So it's up to each and every fool to figure out how to be smart, how to be successful, and how to find strategic ways to be successful in a good way. If one is smart enough, here in Canada or in Nova Scotia, Jibuktuk, Halifax, this place, its original name is Mi'kma'ki, the land of the Mi'kmaq. See, and now we call it New Scotland, Nova Scotia. We stole their land from them, freaking. And then now we take advantage of the Aboriginal. We don't even want to consult them when we are going after resources, and we are now going after uranium, toxic stuff it can be used for good, but it's being used to make bombs and to make all kinds of toxic weapons of mass destruction. See, instead of using our intelligence and resources towards the good development of humanity and human beings and stuff. So it's just how humanity is. See. And it's up to us how we use our knowledge, our understanding, and our wisdom, and or it's up to us to misuse it. See, like for example, like now, London has a good house. We take good care of it. We collect the garbage, but there's no fresh air in it. Windows are closed. Why? See, try and tell you. Let's open the windows. See, today the temperature is around. Let's see what the temperature is. Temperature is probably around 20 something, 25, 20 something, and it's nice and sunny outside. Bit. I can show you how nice and sunny look outside. See, it's a beautiful day outside. So beautiful. So wonderful, nice sunny day. Look at that. See, so lovely. You can hear the birds and the music and the sunshine outside. See, you hear that outside, isn't it? You can see the bees there, the flowers, bumblebees and everything on the flowers. See, just doing their own thing. See, yeah. It's a beautiful, nice day. See, that even with all this beauty, we still have something called racism and greed and corruption. See. What the heck? See, and this is the St. Mary's University up there. So this is in the south end of Halifax. These are multi-million-dollar buildings, including this one we live in. See, and the rose here is beautiful. You can see the rose is beautiful there. See, it's a beautiful rose. See, and Shakespeare said, by any other name, a rose would smell as sweet. See, it's beautiful. See, hear the birds. See. They're happy, they're just having a good day, see? And the human beings are different. Well, not all, just a few really. See, you see the one who bullied me is this German who only wears shoes there. And this Sri Lankan here, see? So the European and the Asians. What the heck? What the heck? See? It's not all of them, it's just a few that are like them. Choose to be like them. So one is studying to be a doctor and the other one is an artist and working on a computer or something like that. So they have the reasoning, but they use their reasoning to be bullies. So what do you do with them? What the heck you do with them? You just leave them alone. You just leave them alone. And just go by today. Just have a wonderful experience in life. This is already now my lunch. And take this and serve it out here. I need to move the bowl a little closer here. See. Anyways, among these human beings also, there's here we go. Serve this here. There's majority, probably maybe 90% of humanity, who knows whatever proportion, but a big proportion of human beings are just amazing. Just want to have a good day, and they do good in whichever way. I was in the park today walking in the morning, and it's just majority of families are wonderful, see. But a lot of resources are now being controlled by these people that one is called Donald Trump. See, he's a new Hitler on the block. See, the bully that was bullying me, we call him the Hitler of the house. He's from Germany. Hitler's father, Germany. It's not all the Germans that are like Hitler, but it's just one of those metaphors that is there. See, and the Asians, the landlord is Chinese, so he incite, and the other one is Sri Lankan, so the two Asians incite, and the brother is also here. So the brother is downstairs and the other brother is upstairs, and they incite others, see, and the landlord take advantage of that, see. And now the ones from good families are moving from here, so they have been here about 1 year, and about I don't know how many have moved away. They come here, they don't want to be in a place where people are being bullied, see. But I'm like in my what do you say, the 50s heading to 60, almost 60 now, and I can just move around easily from here to here. Just need to re-establish myself again and move from here, especially considering that the same bullies or whoever else was just being jealous about the simple improvements of Canadian Simba, the life of Canadian Simba from Kenya. Is trying to shut down my website, my Facebook, and try to shut down my YouTube. They try to shut down my volunteering. They're following me around, trying to harm just a retired person who's just taking it easy volunteering, because he's from Kenya. He has like an African skin tone. But if it's their own white person doing the same thing, I used to cook here for the homeless, and I would like share my meal and stuff like that for the homeless, and they became jealous of that. So I used to make video here for my mom, like this one I make for my mom, so my mom can see what I'm doing and what I'm eating, and she's in her 90s, going to 100 in Kenya. So I make this so like maybe some kind-hearted community members, or I don't know if they are kind-hearted family members, hopefully younger ones can show her the video of like, oh, he's doing okay, he's like had lunch, whatever, see, stuff like that. So they're trying to shut it down. This is for my mom, see, but they want their own families in Canada to do well, or in Europe, or in Africa, or in Asia, and this and the other. Yeah. And the same young people will one day be 50 or 60 if they get there. They're lucky enough to get there, see, and they want to be appreciated, and when they're older, or like more mature, or seniors or elders in the community, see, even now they're young, they want to be respected, they want to be appreciated. Even the cops want to be appreciated, and whatever, and their families, they don't want their families to be bullied in the morning or like whatever, see. So what do you do with that? You just leave them alone, see. You'll be like, oh, that's interesting. And now there's something called AI. AI is here. Now what? So this is from University of New Brunswick, and it's talking about how AI is having an effect on people and the brain and thinking. See, this is what it says, and it says, see, I had an account at TD Bank, and they closed it. Why? Because I'm an African. I started a small business, and it was growing, and they got jealous of it. See, and they went to Scotiabank, and they closed my account. What the heck? No, they just gave me a hard time there. So I just go and find good people that are willing to work with multicultural people and people from all over the world that have good common sense and understand the importance of supporting students and doing good works in the community. And that's not worth a good work. Not worth a good work. See, these are caring people. Look, it's multicultural. That's how Canada is. People from all over the world. And it says here, alumni council members of the 2026 Proudly University of New Brunswick Awards. This was on April the 10th. The front row is Kira and Sean Mackenzie and Beverly Kennedy, Steves, Sarah Lawson, Cindy Flan, back row is Kyle Ferguson, Olive Oziemena, sounds like somewhere from Africa or somewhere. This is back row right here. This is Olive right here. This is see, there's a back row there. And Eric Stanford, Ian Hadley, Andrew Mattel, Simon Saki Hyde, listen, and one more, Mackenzie McNeil. So this is the alumni members of the Associated Alumni Council of New Brunswick University, UNB. See, and these are friends over there, UNB News and that kind of thing. So this is multicultural Canada. This is Dr. Kathy Wilson, and acting president and vice chancellor of the University of New Brunswick. See, she says, what does she say? She says, I'm genuinely excited to meet alumni during my time and acting president, and look forward to hearing your stories about University of New Brunswick. So this is one of the universities here in Eastern Canada. There's the University of New Brunswick, University of Dalhousie in Nova Scotia, and I think there's a Moncton University also, and there's one in I think there's one in Sackville, New Brunswick, and there's one in PI, Prince Edward Island, and there's St. Mary's University. There's many colleges, including Nova Scotia Community College and Mount St. Vincent, Acadia University. So these are different types of universities that are here in Canada. If you want to have information about University of New Brunswick, this is the information there, unb.ca, and just go there and learn more about it. Anyway, so this is noteworthy information about we can learn to be good human beings, even if there's a lot of cyber information and AI that's coming up, but we can still partner. We can be partners in development and good projects and things like that. Anyways, yeah, so you can do an MBA at New Brunswick University in supply chain management. There's all kinds of information. The salmon restoration project, and yeah, all sorts of things, electrical and computer engineering. Yeah, so these are honorary degrees for people that have made remarkable achievements in the society. This is Habib Dable, and this is Andrea. That's her last name right there. Phoenix, Donald McAlfie, and this is Anne Marie Tremonti. So this is 100 degrees. People doing amazing things. See, amazing things in Canada, Nova Scotia, and in New Brunswick, and in PI, and in Newfoundland. These are the eastern provinces of what used to be called Mi'kmaqi, or the Great Kingdom of the Mi'kmaq, and it still is the Great Kingdom of the Mi'kmaq. And now we've occupied the land. We have taken over the freaking land. See, the ones mostly graduating are these white people, or at least ones that are pale skin color, And then there are other people from around the world, like this one, who is from African cultural heritage. And this is a story about from hardship to leadership. So this gentleman says resilience isn't about toughness or bouncing back per se. It's about learning how to grow without becoming hardened and interrupting the silence and rebranding his struggle. He rebranded his struggle. His name is Cliff Shubungu. He did his BA in 2016. Has experienced great pain in his life. He has refused to let his suffering harden him. Instead of simply surviving, he made meaning from what he endured by serving others. At an early age, Cliff grew up in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, and he was exposed to poverty. Of course, there's probably a lot of abundance and resources, but according to this Canadian UNB people publishing this, they say there's poverty there. But Congo produces a lot of resources. What do you say? Products that go into the phone, and I think they have a lot of minerals there, a lot of minerals, and a lot of this one is a big country. It's a huge country. Anyways, with a lot of kingdoms there and culture and heritage. But according to the nice Canadians, they say that there's poverty, inequality, and instability in Congo. Maybe probably there is, but what's causing it? It's all the colonialism and greed and corruption, and also mismanagement of the political system there, because people want to take advantage of Congo. See, anyways, so these forces shaped a commitment to justice by this gentleman called Cliff Shibungu, and commitment to justice, peace building, and the inherent worth of every human being. When he was 12 or 13, his family migrated to Canada, settling in Toronto. Although Canada was more stable, Cliff struggled to find peace within himself. He became estranged from his family, and midway through high school, he was kicked out of their home. For the next 5 to 6 years, he bounced between living on the streets or couch surfing. I was living day by day, literally day by day. The goal each day was, don't think about tomorrow, just get through today. By leaning into his faith and connecting with the people who believed in him, he finished high school even without a permanent place to live. Through all this, he turned to journaling for solace. I do a lot of journaling too. that's interesting. Anyway, rereading those journals as an adult helped him realize how profoundly his experience had affected him. I went back and I touched the pages of some of my journals. I could feel how intense it was. The paper was bubbling. Sometimes he says he cries when he reads those entries. Acknowledging both the hurt and the healing has been essential, he says. Although his life was far from linear, far from perfect, his trials and tribulations helped him grow resilient. For Cliff Shubungu, resilience isn't about toughness or bouncing back per se. It's about learning how to grow without becoming hardened. When he was young, Cliff did find some bitterness but instead of letting it weigh him down, he uses it as fuel for growth. Over time, he learned to shift the script. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? He began asking, why not me? The shift in perspective helped him recognize that his lived experience had made him the perfect canvas to help marginalized people. Some people cannot relate to others' stories because they never walked in that path. I have, he says. I know what it feels like to be on the streets saying, sir, can you please spare change? In 2020, Cliff moved to New Brunswick after being recruited to play basketball, a sport that had provided him with structure, community, and a sense of belonging. During his challenging years, while this opportunity didn't work out, the move marked a new chapter in his life. New Brunswick in eastern Canada became the place where my life began to stabilize and take clearer direction. It was also where he met his future wife, Kristen, whom he described as his anchor. And that way he rebranded his struggle. And that same year, after realizing that higher education could be a pathway towards stability, purpose, and service, he applied to University of New Brunswick as a mature student. University of New Brunswick gave me that opportunity to rebrand my pain, to rebrand my struggle, to rebrand what education means to us all. For me, it was starting and finishing something in the midst of discomfort. At that time, he was living with Kristen and his stepdaughter. Their son would be born in 2019, and balancing family responsibilities with school meant working 2 cleaning jobs to make ends meet. Despite the pressure, he was adamant that he would not fail. This is my chance to really show myself that I can start something and finish it. After graduating, Clift followed Kristen's path into the military. He trained as a military police member, serving Canadian Forces, CFB at Gagetown from 2017 to 2024, and